Hi there, namaste, and welcome back to another spiritualistic pick a card reading. Today we're taking a look at something you are about to achieve. So please take a deep breath, drawing the energy up your spine, creating a clear and open channel. And as you exhale, come into clear knowing which group or groups has your message in it for you today. We have group 1 on the left with Divination, group 2 in the center with Transformation, and group 3 on the right with Silence. As always, the timestamps to your readings are listed below in the description box. Make sure that you're subscribed to my channel so you can see the next time I post. Don't forget to like and drop a comment on this one. If you're interested in meditating with me, it's the first link in the description box below. I do have discounts on my personals at this point in time for Black Friday, and then I'll have another one for Christmas. So keep an eye out if you'd like to work with me one-on-one. This is your opportunity to do so. You can find those on my spiritual shop on Etsy at Spiritualistik. That's also linked in the description box. If you're interested in joining my Patreon, my book club, my YouTube members channel, or following along on TikTok or Instagram, you're more than welcome to do so. I would love to have you in any of these communities. And with that being said, I love you, I'm grateful for you, and I'll see you over at your reading. Namaste. Hi there, group 1. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at something you're about to achieve, and you selected the first group with the Divination card. Group 1. The first thing that's coming here is let's say an inkling that it's time for you to reflect. Now, of course I'm getting here that you are someone who does this. Of course you're on a spiritualistic tarot reading, so of course you are someone who has a deep sense of internal reflection. You've been on a very long and intense spiritual journey. You're also most likely dabbling in something like maybe runes, scrying, you pull your own cards, perhaps you work with fire, you interpret dreams, you like to work with plants and flowers, numerology, astrology, all of these beautiful, wonderful things, right? Automatic writing, channeling. You don't need to. But this is going to be connected to something you're about to achieve. Now, there's something here about a repeating message that keeps coming through. I'm also being shown mediums and modalities of divination that you are comfortable with, that call to you, but you don't use in your regular everyday practice. Something that for you is maybe it's considered more fun, or it's considered for special occasions. For example, you might like to read tea leaves. You might like to use mediumship practice. You might like to read flowers, different nuances, different forms of divination. Now, this is about something you're about to achieve. And I'm also getting that this is a message here that has been circling around you. There's a very strong energy of this coming through in your dreams, or you're processing the tail end of something through your dreams. I'm getting heavily that energy. Okay. So we're going to get into the tarot and we're going to pull more information, of course. There is this energy of you understanding that you're being guided. You understanding that things are working out in your best interest. Guided towards what? Well, the divination, the dreams, they're giving you enough of the answer, but maybe not hitting the nail on the head, right? You are in this place where you know that you are protected. You know that things are working out in your favor, in your best interest even. And you might look around and go, well, okay, right? It's giving a TTP, trust the process, a little bit. Now, what I'm getting here, though, is that there's this very, very powerful divination energy that's coming from you. And it might be your ability to receive all of the messages and all of the details that might actually be giving you, I'm getting too much information to be able to see something clearly. Now, I'm not getting that you need to practice less. That's not what I'm getting at all. But I'm getting that all of the answers of what you are about to achieve are already in your field. In fact, you've probably already seen them, dreamt about them, read them. You probably already know, at least in some form of way. Now with this energy, there is again this like a need to reflect, a need to breathe. And I'm also being shown here on this card specifically, there's a vibe of working with the light, right? Working with your spirit guides, connecting with the light inside of you. And also this deck, specifically this card, it's all very, I don't want to say macabre because it's not like sad or negative or anything, but it's definitely very dark. It's kind of giving that the shadow energy of divination, like, ooh, spooky tarot cards, like that kind of vibe. That could be maybe you might have a vibe of your practice that could be a little bit more ritualistic. It could be a little more like dark is magnetic, is feminine, is like the color black, is shadow work, is all of that stuff. You could be leaning into that energy. You could work with deities like Hecate or Lilith or Durga Ma or Kali or things like this. Of course, it doesn't need to be the case, but that dynamic here, there's a little bit of a nudge here that's saying, hey, group one, shift. Now, this isn't going to be anything out of your comfort zone. Of course, when you're doing spiritual work, divination, you want to protect your energy field. You want to make sure you know who, what, when, where, why, how you're connecting to, if that's relevant to your practice spiritually. It's important that you're protected, you're cleansed, all of that stuff, if that's relevant to your practice, right? Some need that, some don't. Some need to learn that they do need that, and some need to learn that they don't need that. It's relative to each their own, literally. However, within your comfort zone, within your skill set, within your mastery even, there is this little nudge that's saying, hey, group one, just switch a little bit, switch to the other side. Now, it's not saying go from big ball of light to like darkness, right? It's not saying like go pull your Necronomicon off the bookshelf and go crazy. That's not what it's saying. But it is saying, though, for some of you who are all up in the love and light vibes, right? We all know that that's not all of spirituality, but it's still a very valid and beautiful, wonderful aspect of spirituality, right? We also know that all the shadow work and all the depths and all of the mystery, all the scorpionic, if you will, vibes are not all there is to spirituality either. It's also a very valid, very beautiful part of spirituality. So wherever it is that you find yourself having been leaning a little bit in general or lately, take a few steps towards that other side. I'm being shown a crab, like doing his little sideways crab walk, okay? And of course we have Cancerian energy coming through. We've got 1 and 4, which can be Aries and Cancer, and it's 14, which is angelic, which also reduces to 5. And 5 is change. 5 is change, which is why it can be known as the challenge or obstacle, but it's not necessarily a challenge or obstacle. It can also be your inner child. It can also be your throat chakra. It can also be anything that requires or involves change and or children and or confidence and or expressing your truth. And so here it feels as though there's a little bit of there's this little piece, there's this little vibe. You probably feel it. It might be hanging out in your etheric template. It might be hanging out in your throat chakra. It might be hanging out underneath some of the messages that you are relaying lately, in whatever way that you divine. There's a message that wants to come out. And the way that it's expressed, it's not, let's say, the flavor that normally you would add to your soup, right? You want to use this tool that's not usually what it is that you are known for doing. You have this version of your inner child. You have a hobby or a task even that you want to step into, that your inner child loves, that isn't necessarily what you spend all day, every day doing. There's a vibe like this of something coming through, and it's also something you've picked up on before. And so it's going to require a little bit of reflection and just a little bit of, I'm just getting sidestepping towards that other aspect here. Now we've got the 2 of Swords, which is perfect. Totally in alignment with this energy. Let's see, what is group number 1 about to achieve? Okay, we have a crow coming through to say hello for you. Okay. Yeah, it seems as though there's a choice to continue to keep moving forward, to continue to move on. That's going to kind of be the reason. Not necessarily the reason. There's also this vibe here of wanting to let you know that you're not supposed to be like too strong. You're not supposed to be like, and of course you are, especially if you're taking a path like this, but there's a vibe coming through of like, I don't want to be called strong anymore. I want to be called like beautiful or graceful or fun. I don't want to be called strong anymore. Like there's this vibe that's coming through a bit, especially with these cards. So what you're about to achieve here, well, this is some sort of a powerhouse energy coming through that is almost despite all these other energies. And it's not because you were strong and pushed through. It's because you found a different angle. So that is what we were kind of circling around with this first energy here. Say that you usually read astrology. It's the day that you pull out those tea leaves that something's going to really click into place, because it's about there being a whole picture. I'm getting that you paint the whole picture again and again and again, and you work in a spherical or circular motion. Like I'm being shown the spiral analogy for spiritual growth, right? If you are painting a picture and you're going in a circle, or you are even talking about astrology and you go from 1 to 12, well, I guess it goes this way, 1 to 12, and then Aries all the way through Pisces, and then you're doing Mars all the way through Neptune, you're like going in order. So when you're on 6, no one's talking about 1. When you're on 8, no one's talking about 2. It's kind of this energy of you making sure that all bases are covered, very fair, very even. It's like 1 for me, 1 for you, 1 for me, 1 for you. But there's this vibe here of glitching this out a little bit. Because while this is technically the correct process in some way, shape, or form, this has been, believe it or not, a little bit of a, I don't want to say a blockage here. I'm not really picking up on an energy blockage, but it's been a bit of an unnecessary obstacle to achieving some sort of a stability or permanent place in a field or in life with something that is material, with the pentacles here. And so there's a choice here to look at this and say, you know what, I want to take the path of least resistance, and I also want to fulfill myself, and that actually is going to be the thing that grounds you. Now, looking back here, this is going to be a message that you've received before. This is going to look like you following an inkling to work on a project that maybe is adjacent to what you usually do, but isn't necessarily it. This is going to look like you pulling out tools that you haven't used in a while. Say that you've got a bottle of bay leaves that you've yet to crack open and you're excited about it, but because you're excited about it, you haven't opened them yet because they're special, right? It's looking like you cracking open that bottle of bay leaves and go crazy, right? It's looking like you, maybe you always work with the archangels, you always work with source, you always work with love and light and fairies and unicorns and Pleiades, right? This might have you working with Hecate. This might have you working with Lilith. And it's not that one is empowering and one is disempowering, and it's not even that one is light and one is shadow, so to say. This is just a little bit of, these are all aspects of you that deserve to be seen. And you understand this as you go. I'm getting that you work very strategically. It's like by the circadian rhythm. I would not be surprised if every single thing you do is astrologically timed flawlessly. I would not be surprised if you do everything in the technically correct order. I would not be surprised if even the tasks that you do for the day, you do the root chakra stuff first, and then the sacral chakra stuff second, and then the solar plexus stuff third. I would not be surprised if you implemented some sort of a logical, rational, spiritual system like this throughout your daily life. This is the vibe of someone who knows the astrology transits or plans their life based upon the astrological vibes. Doesn't need to be that specifically, but this is somebody who plans their life based upon, like maybe you pull cards for yourself every day. Maybe you're the kind of person who you shuffle your cards, you use them, and then you put them all back in chronological order afterwards, okay? It's not giving Virgo vibes, but what it is giving is balance. Notice we've got the Taurus and Virgo vibe coming through here, okay? 2nd house and 7th house. However, we've got the 2 coming in. This is swords. So take a look at the, I don't like the word cusp. You're going to know why I don't like the word cusp. But look at the 2nd house to the 3rd house, like that in like your astrological chart or the transits. And or look at Taurus into Gemini. Look at that area there. Okay, there's something here that is shifting from 2 to 3. Okay, shifting from grounded to expanded. Grounded from let's create to I am holding something in my hands. Okay. At the same time here, we have a lucky energy pertaining to some sort of an obstacle, a difficulty, a challenge, because you've already laid down all of the bricks. Your foundation is as solid as it gets. Now, why am I getting this from the 7 of Wands? Of all cards, let me tell you. 7 is Libra, 7th house. We understand this, right? Obviously. So, where's the closest fire from Libra, from the 7th house? Where's the closest fire? Well, it's either a sextile to the right or it's a sextile to the left. You're looking at Libra to Leo, or you're looking at Libra to Sag. Now that is a lucky energy if I ever saw one. Now, this coming through in this reading with these cards is unique, because you'll also notice that's not the traditional definition of the 7 of Wands, but we also spoke about when we reduce angelic guidance, the number of angelic guidance, 14 for crying out loud, down to 5. We look at what is that? We look at doing things methodically. We look at childhood. We look at Leo, which could be this energy here. It could be like a Leo Libra energy because we do have it coming out repetitively, but Of course, this is a general reading, so look at your own chart, feel the way the energy pulls for you as an individual, okay? But with this, there's the awareness that the challenge and the opportunity are the same, okay? It's like when we do the, when you first learn tarot and we do the Celtic crossbred, right? We've got maybe the subject matter, if that's how you read, and then we have what? The cross card. What is that? The challenge and the opportunity. Now, why is that? You know why that is, okay? Because the challenge and the opportunity, they're the same thing. Are we reflecting? Are we looking at it? Or are we not? And you look at it every single time. So what you're about to achieve here, this is the success of something that has been absolutely driving you crazy, probably making you want to bang your head up against the wall, repeatedly, okay? It's something that you've been reflecting a lot about, something that you almost don't want to manifest too much because you want to stay detached enough from it, but at the same time, it's something that you feel as though you kind of need to, get the ball rolling. And this is going to look like breaking some sort of habit or pattern for you. And it's not a bad habit. It's not a bad pattern. It's something like saying, maybe instead of going Aries to Taurus to Mercury, maybe I'll just do the signs that I feel like. Whoa, going crazy. Okay, maybe we're just going to group them all together. Maybe we'll just start with water signs. Okay, something like this. Start with the cardinal signs even, right? So there could be still some sort of method to the madness, but it's not so circular. You're refining it, like when you zoom in a camera. Okay, now looking at the actual achievement here, because I know that's why you're here, okay? The other energies that want to come out, we're going to read them, but I'm also not going to let you out of that reading without telling you exactly what the point is, because that drives me nuts. Okay, so I want to show you, this came out like this, okay? Challenge, opportunity here. We're going to look at the subject matter here. What is coming in for you? What are you achieving? This is you finding solid ground after a very long time, and it feeling fair. This is something where you feel like you are coming home after a long journey of feeling like, I'm getting the phrase, you're lost in the sauce, okay? Notice that on the Judgment card here, we've got the Six of Swords, which is you're on a rocky sea, you're kind of lost at sea, you see you're going to arrive at the land soon, depending on your interpretation and the deck that you're using, right? So we've got this kind of vibe of feeling lost. And then the Judgment, coming home, things working out for you, but also there are souls that are rebirthing that are in the middle of a sea here, and so that is significant here. So before you land where you thought you're going to land, you're going to have some sort of a positive experience that lets you know, hey, land is coming through soon, but also now I'm okay if land doesn't arrive, which means that you're going to have some sort of achievement that is parallel to, it's adjacent to whatever it is that you've also been working on. So say that you're working on a long-term process, a long-term project, you're building a business or something that's long-term for you. Okay, maybe you're an astrology reader and maybe you're looking at, okay, well, if I can automate my system a little bit more, maybe I can, maybe during this particular transit, I will give the signs that are the most affected a discount, and then I'll work with them the most, or whatever it is that you're doing, okay? That can be a good idea. The achievement here looks like something that comes out of nowhere. It comes left field, but also you're encouraged to kind of also do something that comes out of left field a little bit. So this achievement looks like there's someone or something, okay, Page of Swords, I'm getting the I'm watching you vibe, okay, not in a creepy way, but there's someone who's been watching you, I'm getting do too much for too little in return, okay? But also, there's a lot of love here, and there's also a lot of awareness of your gifts, okay? And so you're going to find that something comes in and feels like it saves the day. Okay, we're not giving our power away. Okay, someone else isn't coming in to save us. That's not the vibe that this is. But something is coming in that is going to feel like an achievement because it's going to be something that is a reward for all of your past effort. It's just not yet the goal that you're working towards. But it is something that you wouldn't have put on your vision board. Maybe you did put it on your vision board, but it's not going to be something that you expect, right? It's going to be someone who's like, I see that you're a great astrologer. Can I take you on for my business? Can I keep you on retainer? Something like that, where you might be focused on giving personal readings. So this is something where someone's like, I see you over a long period of time. I have a different opportunity for you while you continue to work towards the other one. And we see that while you get nice and comfy towards this, you open up your heart towards it. This is where we see you actually reaching that goal that you've been kind of feeling is getting further and further away, even though you're actually getting closer to it. And you know that too. You're picking up on it. You're receiving the signs and messages and stuff. Okay. This is something that you have manifested, and it's also something that you detach from the desire from. So it might be something that's adjacent to something you've experienced before. This might look like you being put on a retainer for a big business, okay? I'm getting like an exclusivity contract or an NDA. This could be working with a celebrity or someone who's a big deal in a particular field, okay? It doesn't need to be, but it can be, right? You never know who's watching you. And that's kind of a big idea of what's going on here, okay? Some of you are going, oh, not this kind of reading again. Okay, I never give that kind of reading, ever. I also don't listen to other people's readings, ever, because I want to make sure my energy is sovereign. And also, if you continue to hear that message in your energy with the piles that you pick, I got good news for you, okay? Okay. Might not always be on the good timeline, but it's okay to be open to something positive happening like this, okay? Also, for this pile, this is not something that you haven't experienced before. You know that you're worthy of it. You know that it's happened. It wasn't a 1 off. It wasn't a 2 off. It wasn't a 3 off, okay? With that, you are going to reach this goal. You are going to achieve this goal that you've been working towards, but it's going to happen after this other thing comes in. This is happening on a particular timeline because it's taking away that that mental and spiritual belief here. There's a little bit of there's an unlearning of a particular belief. And it has to do with, I have to do things a certain way and work a certain amount in order to achieve a particular goal, so that by the time that you achieve this goal, it feels expected of you rather than like an achievement of yours. And so that is getting unlearned, and the universe is helping you unlearn that, which is why there's a little bit of this disparaging energy in the beginning, a little bit of this lost in the sauce energy with all of these lessons, all of these information pieces, everything that's been coming through in your personal practice. And also the desire to kind of say, well, if I'm on a treadmill, I mean, I'm gonna be in the same spot no matter how fast or slow I run, whether there's an incline or not, right? There's a little bit of a vibe of, well, if it's gonna happen March 3rd, 2028 at 2 p.m., regardless of what I do until then, well, then I might as well take a nap, right? There's a little bit of this vibe that's kind of coming in. And again, we have this something about the process, the technically correct process. And I'm also hearing, well, someone's got to do it, right? And that's true. Someone has to be out there saying, yeah, like Jupiter, 9th house, and Sagittarius, yeah, like they all are higher learning. They all are freedom. No. Sagittarius means one thing. 9th house means one thing. And Jupiter means one thing. Like they don't get lumped together. Like there's something like this. Like somebody's got to be out there saying, this is the correct information. And then when you have the correct information, you do with it what you will. There's a reason why. Here's the reason so that you can move forward and understand what's going on. Okay. Now, this sideways card, your challenge and opportunity. Tower. Okay. Love it. I also want to show you here, I've got the Knight of Pentacles at the back of the deck. A lot of you are going to want to know that. Also at the top of the deck here, we've got the Hanged Man. So here's your little journey, and here's your waiting and all that patience you're having, all of those messages you're receiving, and this is also your change of perspective coming through. Yes, things are moving forward for you. Okay, and it's going to feel cathartic. It's going to feel really positive, really happy, really abundant for you as well. You've got a lot more options than you think. You already know this. You've been receiving this message. Your challenge and your opportunity is when things start to shift a little bit, which is why you're being encouraged to be the one to shift it a little bit. Just shift it energetically. Don't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do water signs, right? Maybe don't do, you understand the message here. Don't do things the same exact way you're doing them. Take a few steps to the other way. Instead of working with the Fae and the Pleiades, maybe work with Hecate and Lilith, right? The other way around here. Your challenge and opportunity is when these things kind of fall apart, you're creating space. You're not necessarily letting go of too many things here. You've already let go of as much as you possibly can. But it's that last like energy that's at the core there that needs some room to breathe. Notice here we have take a deep breath on this card. And right underneath it is the 8 of Cups. We do have the Tower. You're also in a place where there's not much else that could change without it absolutely like wrecking you. You know this and the universe knows this too. However, it is that openness, the ability to breathe in the space of that, whatever it is that you're like, no, I need to protect this. I need to hold on to this so tightly. Basically, if it were to leave, is it leaving with claw marks or is it not? Your allowance, your willingness to allow it to breathe like this, okay? It's not going anywhere, but it does need space in between to open up, okay? Because there's an entire garden that is trying to bloom through the crack of a sidewalk, okay? But you're trying so hard to make sure that sidewalk doesn't have any cracks in it because it's so important. Because it's that last good piece you have. Okay, but there's an entire garden that's coming through it. Okay, so it's that vibe. It's not that someone's pulling the rug out from underneath you. It's already cement. It's not going anywhere. okay? But it's that space to breathe in the center. That is what this tower represents, and that's your challenge and your opportunity. What you're about to achieve is going to seem like it is divinely orchestrated. There's something about a message, a fax, or like a hard copy of something that is really significant here, okay? There's also going to be some sort of an opportunity for you to, there's something that has been hidden that's coming to light. You've been picking up on it energetically. We've got 8, we've got the scorpionic energy, divination, of course, and then we've got this 6 and the 2, which is an 8 here. So we have all of this abundance, but it's also something that's hidden. With the judgment and the 7 saying that the divine wanted this to come at the right place at the right time, and also there are energies here that have been keeping an eye on you. You've also been learning as much as you possibly can. You've also kind of reached your capacity when it comes to a lot of certain energies, and so the very last thing there is for you to do is to take care of the things within your house, right? You've reached capacity, right? Maybe you have already, you have all that you could possibly have, and so now it's time to tend to the garden inside. There's no more room to put more plants in your garden. You've already done the landscaping, so now you want to go through, you want to take care of the plants, you want to pull out what you're considering to be weeds, you want to make sure that you are tending to the garden, you're harvesting what needs to be harvested, you are pruning back what needs to be pruned back, so on and so forth. But with that, you're going to find that someone comes through and they say, hey, what if I plant this right here? While you are in the process of doing something different. Now, what you're going to achieve is something that is actually going to circulate this energy in the beginning. But it's going to recharge you in a way where you feel more inspired, more motivated towards the ease in achieving that goal you've been working towards for a very long time. This is going to be something that has a surprise aspect to it, pertaining to perhaps like a victory in friendships, in networking, in your love life, or in like spirituality, in being seen in some way. And I'm being shown the movie The Holiday, not quite sure why here. I'm also hearing the song Holiday by Green Day, so that energy of just that word is coming through significantly, so maybe over the holidays or something about the holidays are coming through. Perhaps you're taking a holiday. I'm not going to sit here and speculate, though. Your energy's your energy. You're going to know which one rings a bell for you. What you're going to achieve here is something that is, I'm getting it's been fair, and it feels overdue. But for some reason, there's a slowness, and you know what it is as well. But it's not something that you wish to do either out of integrity or out of order. This is something where it goes 1, and then it goes 2, and then it goes 3, and then it goes 4. You don't want to build a house of cards, so you haven't been. You don't want to fake other people out, so you haven't been. You don't want to get rich quick scheme. You want to build a legacy, right? So there's this vibe of this. You know why it's been working the way it's been working, but you also trust that you're doing the right thing. You know that you're doing the right thing. Right now, you are being encouraged to take a different focus. Not to change, not to switch up completely, but to make the choice to acknowledge the fact that there can be a long road ahead of you this way. So it's worth it to enjoy yourself in the present moment on the journey there. Okay, that's the realization. The achievement is actually something that is coming from left field, relating to somebody else who loves you very much. Okay, so someone that you've helped a lot, or a family member, or a lover, or something like this, a best friend, or future best friend, future lover, something like this, okay? There's someone here that loves you very much that is coming through, and their presence in your life will shake things up in a positive way. It will get things moving, but what it's going to do is shake up the life around you working towards this goal. It's also going to make it feel like you're able to focus on something else while you achieve what it is you've been working towards. So you have this achievement that's coming in. It's like a vibrational alignment. It's like a little surprise from the universe. And it's going to be really beautiful. It's represented by the Ace of Cups here and the Queen of Wands. Really beautiful energy. Judgment. It's fair. Page of Swords. It's someone who's been keeping an eye on you. Okay. They've been learning from you, or you've been learning and they've been watching this. Something like this. It could also be on social media. Maybe check those DMs. It go down in the DMs. But largely, when you are working towards something, say you're trying to manifest one particular thing, right? But when we're focusing on it, they say where your attention goes, energy grows. Yes. But also we need that detachment aspect. And we can work on that energetically, vibrationally. We can focus on that the best that we can. We can try to distract ourselves. We can try to genuinely pull our focus somewhere else. What is happening here? This achievement of yours is this, we have this big manifestation of yours that for some of you, it's like literally, it's like, okay, any day now, any minute now. Okay, haha, this is getting funny, right? Something, okay, I see you out here, universe, haha, good joke, right? There's something like this. Now, pulling your attention away. It's something that you're achieving that is a vibrational alignment to you. You have this new best friend in your life and you're hanging out and you have a wonderful time and you're laughing and you're doing cool stuff together. You're genuinely not thinking about the stress or the pressure or what to do next with achieving this. You're not focused on it at all whatsoever. You come back when you're at work, then you focus on your work. When you sit down and you're at your little altar, then you focus on your altar. But when you're hanging out with your friend, you're giggling, you're laughing, you're kicking your feet, you guys are making memories. You're not focused on it at all. It's the energy of if someone comes in and they offer you a project and you're having so much fun on the project, you're not thinking about the other thing. It's literally something that is a vibrational attunement for you that is like a surprise. It's something that's been beneath the surface for a long time. And this is showing up as something that you're about to achieve because it's also going to be in some way representative of you entering a new chapter and a new cycle in your life. I'm getting in the one area that you've fully or almost fully just totally given up on. And it's an achievement because it's showing you all of the growth that you've been doing behind the scenes, not pertaining to whatever it is that you've been focusing on, maybe out of survival, maybe out of longevity, maybe out of playing the long game. So let's use the astrology example again. This thing that's going to come in, it's not going to be about astrology. It's not going to be about your business. It's not going to be about your money. It might, but it's not going to be about whatever avenue you've been taking. This is going to be like a lover that comes in and you're like, what? Ew, I don't want to date. Like, I'm totally not even open to that at all whatsoever. It's something like this, where it's not being forced upon you, but it's something that is like, congratulations, you've survived all of the narcs, you've survived all of the douchebags, you've survived all the manipulators, you see them a mile away, to the point where now you're like, absolutely the F not, I'm going to get my bag. I'm going to grow spiritually, right? And so now there's something or someone that comes in, and for the universe, it's an achievement on your behalf that you've closed the cycle of shrinking yourself because other people demand it, or giving people the benefit of the doubt when they don't deserve it. Kind of parallel, adjacent to the opposite of what's happening to you in the other situation, being overlooked because people who don't deserve it are receiving all of the flowers. Processes being cut short, diminished, shrank, because someone else wants to lump together 9 and Jupiter and Sagittarius, not understanding that they're different. It's like this vibe. You've closed out that cycle and you're receiving an achievement in the way that you've learned it in your personal life. And again, it could be someone who wants to come in and they want to collaborate with you. They want to love you. They want to be your friend. They want to take you on as retainer for something else. It's going to be something that's right up your alley, but not your specific goal. But while you're focusing on it, you're having a good time, you're opening up, you're kind of letting things shake up a little bit in a good way. It's going to feel like you're on a holiday from your life. You ever go through a season or a little period of life where you're still working towards those other goals, but they're not like right in front of your face anymore. You're focusing on something else, but you're still taking active steps towards them. It's going to be like this. It's an achievement from the universe, the thing that's coming in. It's a vibrational match for you, freaking finally. And also something you're not focused on, you're already detached from, so it's coming in. And while you're focused on that, that is when the achievement that you're actually freaking working towards is going to be coming in, okay? Right when things are getting really sweet. You're going to feel like, I understand now. You're going to feel like it's Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, you're going to feel like it's maybe your birthday or a holiday where you just sit there and get gift after gift after gift after gift after gift. You're going to be feeling like you won the lottery. But you're also going to know that you rolled up your sleeves and you did the thing. So that's why you're being encouraged to kind of, I'm getting slide to the left, slide to the right, right? Cha-cha slide. Okay, I don't know, maybe some of you are going to a wedding or something, I don't know. But there's this vibe here of all of the things that you work on that help you with your spiritual journey that are maybe the more mundane aspects of life. Like, this is what you're achieving. And the thing that you've actually been working on, you're going to achieve as well. But once you're kind of in the limelight of this other energy, with that, you're going to have this beautiful comfort with your spiritual gifts, this comfort with your maybe divination practice, this comfort with your breath, this comfort with your internal reflection, this comfort with your spirit guides. Because not only did you dare to do something new, but you finally feel as though you have something to show for it. Group number 1, this is probably a bit of an underdog story. But it's like the success, like the happy ending. But I'm also getting, but for group 1, this is just the beginning. That was a gorgeous reading, and we got into a little bit of everything there, so I'm sorry if I read you to filth on accident. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Subscribe to my channel. Drop a little heart emoji, green heart emoji, if this resonated with you in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share, all of those beautiful, wonderful things. I appreciate it so very much. If you want to book a personal with me, they are discounted for the holidays. So I've got the Black Friday sale, I've got a Christmas sale, I've got a New Year's sale, so keep an eye out on my Etsy shop for that. I've got a whole spiritual shop there, so if you like tarot and oracle decks, journals, crystals, candles, books, spiritual stuff, it's on my shop. It's on Etsy at Spiritualistik. If you're not already subscribed or following my TikTok or my Instagram, you can join the communities over there. I post on Patreon. I've got a little book club going on over there. I've got a meditation retreat that's on there as well. It's like a collection of 21 guided meditations, good for everybody. So if you're interested in that, that's the first link in the description box below. I love you. I'm grateful for you. Have an amazing day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm, and I'll see you next time. Namaste. Hi there, group 2. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today we're looking at something you're about to achieve, and you selected the second group with the transformation card, which is number 39. This is timeline work. It's alchemy. I'm getting a lot of you have recently had some sort of a shift. I'm not going to be the first one out there that's like timeline shift, quantum jump, right? I played with that long time ago. Now my understanding is a bit outside of that, simply because that's time and space, right? Which is the 4th dimension. That it's still valid. Now 3 is the past, 9 is the future, among many other things. Okay, we've got 3, 6, 9. It's of course the fabric of our physical universe, okay? But what's coming through here, okay, specifically for you, is that you've recently experienced some sort of a shift. I'm kind of getting Mandela effect kind of energies personally. Let's say it's like a timeline hop thing. You wake up and a few things are different. Someone's name is spelled a little bit differently, a different face on the same person. You have 2 of the same books instead of 3. You have things that are, let's say, inexplicable. It's not that you just lost a book, and it's not a huge shift, right? Like, you don't just wake up one day in a different house. There are things like you wake up one day and a couple things are a little differently shaped. A couple things are a little bit different. They're very tiny nuances. But they're ones that you would be so sure of that you're not questioning, like you're not gaslighting yourself. It's something that's very clear. Your pillow used to say thankful, and now it says blessed. Things like this. The transformation here, talking about what it is you're about to receive. This is something where you have been putting a lot of work and effort towards something, and you've also been trying to grow the best that you can internally. It's like you've been doing your best to grow spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, and you've been putting out a lot of work here. Okay, it's like a thunderstorm that is softly held within your hands. Okay, a change comes from the depths. This is alchemy, this is change, okay? So, right now, you're looking at a state of being that you've been in for a while, and what it is that you are growing into. Now, I'm getting that you are kind of more on one side than the other, okay? You are not necessarily in that stage in between 2 chapters. A little bit you still are, and a little bit you're leaning towards that new chapter. So you're feeling that things are different, like you woke up one day and things are just different. You got a different pep in your step. Your cat has spots instead of stripes. I don't know, something. small but significant here. It doesn't need to be so drastic, okay? Don't take it to heart, but I know some of you are going to go, whoa, that really resonates with me. So we're going to drop it, okay? But if it doesn't resonate with you, leave it. It's okay. The rest of the reading will resonate, okay? So what's going on here is your maybe talents of manifestation, of energy work, your growth, your internal state reflecting in your external world. This is alchemy. This is transforming what you want to be. It's a state of becoming. It's a state of being. And you are in the beginning of this new chapter, but you're also coming out of that uncomfortable in-between space. And so something that you're about to achieve, it's something that's going to come from left field for you. It's something that you never, something that you probably manifested and worked really hard for, wanted really bad. You wanted to grow and change. I'm hearing act as if, work really hard towards it as well, right? Part of manifestation, it's like the internal work. It's believing and vibrationally aligning and detaching. And another part of it is, rolling up your sleeves and doing the dang thing. So there's that. And you've been doing both. However, circling back around to that detachment part, there's a point where you might be, well, I don't know if this is ever going to come. If it's not for me, you know what, let it miss me. If it is for me, let it come in the best, highest vibrational time, space, place for me, right? There might be this, okay, well, if that's not meant for me, show me what is, okay? Or I'm just trusting the flow, trusting the process, this kind of vibe, okay? Or I'm not going to put all of my, all the pressure and all of the anxiety and all of the requirement for it. Like, basically, I'm not going to grip onto it. I'm not going to hold it tightly. You've let go. And so it's hitting you left field, from left field. Okay? There's something here that feels as though it's returning to you. There's this calmness that's coming through, and it feels like you're faced with a blank page where you can write down whatever it is that you want. The thing here, though, is that you are ready for this transformation to kind of arrive. You feel as though things are shifting. You feel that change in the wind. You feel like quirky little differences in your reality. You feel like, it's like you wake up one day and you're like, oh, something's here. You ever, it's like an animal feeling the storm before it arrives. You ever feel that someone's going to contact you and then they call you? You're like, oh, it's bestie. And then ring, ring, your phone. It's giving this, but with transformation. But this is something that you're about to achieve here. This is something that I've worked for in the past and intend to work for in the future. And with this, there's also a little bit of a stressor. Yeah. There's also a little bit of a stressor here about it feeling like a tornado, feeling like you have control over the tornado, but nonetheless it's a tornado. Like you're holding it in your hand, but nonetheless it is what it is. It's something where there is this, let's say, divine orchestration, divine aspect to it, right? Where you understand that it's working out in your favor in some way, shape, or form. But just because you can hold it down doesn't mean that it's not difficult. Doesn't mean that you're not going to enter the mental state about it a little bit sometimes, right? So this achievement, something you're about to achieve here, it is actually a new beginning with some sort of a foundation. Again, we have that blank page energy. You've been transforming a lot, and it feels as though something here is going to take off really quickly for you. This looks like perhaps going viral on social media. This looks like your store finally getting that rush of sales that you've been wanting it to. Okay, maybe you've got like a new business or something. This looks like finally being able to push through a particular miscommunication or something with a loved one of yours. It's looking like something like this. Okay, finally being able to reach that goal. Maybe you wanted to visit, Peru for 15 years and you've never been able to. And now you can finally swing it comfortably and you're booking the trip. Maybe you could go and then maybe you were able to go and then there was COVID and you were like, oh, that sucks, right? And then you want to go, but then your finances are messed up, right? And then you're like, oh, okay. So now it's like, okay, let's try this again, right? But it's not, of course, going to be the only thing that you're focusing on. This is going to be something where you have life, you have responsibilities, you have things that you're focusing on, and you might feel as though, well, maybe I'm not meant to go, right? Well, if it's meant to happen, it'll happen on its own. It will just kind of happen serendipitously. And that is exactly the something that you're about to achieve, okay? But I'm also getting here. This is going to be something that is material, and it's going to be something that is spiritually significant for you in some way, or it's connected to spirituality. So for some of you, again, say that you have a say that you have an herbal store, right? So this would be where your store finally takes off, right? You start getting sold out. You're like, whoa, that's awesome. But it happens kind of overnight. It didn't happen overnight, but the change happens overnight. Like, you have been investing in it for days, weeks, months, years, right? But then it's like a tipping point. That's what happens. This transformation, it's a tipping point. It's the version of you that is not getting, you're not getting swept away in a tornado. You're not saying, okay, I can be at peace next to a tornado. Not the observation, oh, there's a tornado. It's now, I can hold a tornado in my hand. I am bigger than this tornado. Tornado is, we call it a disaster. When I'm speaking of natural disasters, like actual tornadoes, like creating devastating, like, damage. Okay, this is not what I'm talking about. Okay, please. Please, I don't believe that. Okay. That's awful, objectively. But what I'm speaking of here is like alchemically. Notice how she's holding this in her hand. It's also the visualization that's on the card and in the book here. Okay. So instead of looking at it externally, it's alchemical, it's energetic. You're able to hold it in your hand. It is now something that you are bigger than, instead of something that's bigger than you. It's something that is now, it feels like it's within your control. Now you have clientele to put on your email list. So now you can continue to send out those emails twice a week, but you know that people are actually getting them, and people are getting them who are interested in your product, and they're going to be repeat clients. It's something like this. Okay. It's something like, but it's also something that is like spiritually significant for you. And it's also going to be something that deepens your faith as well. Now, it doesn't need to be faith in like a religion or God. Faith meaning like trust, just your faith in the truest and purest definition of the word. Not faith towards something, not scriptural faith, just faith in something bigger than you. You know, the universe is working in my favor. Maybe faith in yourself. Like, yeah, I knew I could do it, right? Just a good old-fashioned, pure, unadulterated faith. Okay. Trust. It's that crown chakra energy. This is also going to be something that propels you in your power in some way, shape, or form, which is really cool. Now, I'm getting, again, with this transformation, okay? You've been going through the transformation. When I tell you something you're about to achieve and you see the transformation card, you might have selected it for some of you because you were like, okay, well, something needs to change, and so this is the card that I pick. And you're also aware you've been going through a change, okay? You're also aware that the universe has kind of been like cornering you into transformation after transformation after transformation in your internal world and your external world and your mental world. So, what you're about to achieve here, it's going to be something that really puts you in your power here, where you're like, oh, a tornado? Oh, that's nothing, right? This is going to be something where what used to be something that could discourage you or even harm you mentally, largely, stress you out, it's now going to be like a motivator for you because you have transformed already. And that perspective shift is going to come at the same time as, I'm not getting a new seed being planted, like, so it's going to come at the new time as a seed being planted, or I'm being shown Jack and the Beanstalk. Okay, so you plant the seed, but that like literally is the day that you bear the fruit, and it feels like that's not supposed to happen. You know, like that famous phrase, the day that you plant the seed is not the day that you like bear. And here for some reason it is. Because you needed to do that in your life with the transformation. The universe dropped you the smallest of hints and you needed to apply it immediately and largely and across the board permanently. And you're like, okay, again and again and again. To the point where you see a tornado and you hold it in your hand, gently, lovingly, respectfully. And so this is what you're about to achieve. This is something like, again, like your shop selling out overnight when it's maybe just been little drops and being shown like a faucet. Okay, there's drop, another drop, another drop, and then something comes and knocks the handle, and all of a sudden it's flowing all the way. Now this is showing up in your life materially, but it's instigated by spiritual energy. your spiritual transformation. I'm also getting that some of you may have been going through a bit of a mental battle or striving for mental clarity in some way, shapes, or form. So this can look like maybe you dealing with mental health issues, overthinking, anxiety, stress, or maybe just the logistics of something or something that could have just burned you out mentally, right? Maybe you're in school, you're taking on a lot right now. We just see some sort of a lot of mental energy going on here that you've needed to kind of go through and maybe push past in some way, shape, or form. Find the healthy way to come out on the other side of it. And we see this happening. We see that you find your spark again. We see that you find like a detachment, a lightheartedness, an energy of fun again, a little bit of a, it's just life, or, if this one doesn't work, I can always try the other one, or something like this. And we see that this love, the detachment, the spirituality is also going to come at around the same time as when this starts to drop. I'm hearing the song Drop by The Far Side. There's going to be also some sort of a magical experience that comes alongside this. It's like a magical energy. So it might be that for some of you, you feel like the magic in the air again. It might be like the smell of the winter air. This is a timeless reading, but it could be maybe maybe snow is really spiritual for you. Maybe you connect with a spirit guide. Maybe because you finally feel like you can decompress because something's starting to come in now. You can really connect and soften into the magic of yourself, the magic of life again, the spiritual nature of all things. Because when you're in a transformation, that is inherently a spiritual process, but you're also you're focused. You're maybe a little bit pressurized. You're maybe a little bit like, like hanging on for dear life there. Sometimes it's beautiful. Sometimes it's gentle. Sometimes it's a transformation and you're like, wow, look at me. I'm glowing up right now. And sometimes the transformation, it's going to drag you, like you're on your hands and knees, like you're letting go of something. It leaves with claw marks on it, right? It's a struggle bus. It hurts. You got to break a bone to recast it again. Sometimes, they're rough. Sometimes they're gentle and they're sweet. This is giving I'm getting 8 different transformations that you've needed to go through all at the same time. But if you have one energy that's spiraling and another one that's spiraling and you have 8 of these energies going on, what do you have? You have a tornado. And what happens is the tornado throws you for a loop. You might have a little bit of a mental battle. Oh my God, what's going on? You eventually have to release. You find that there's a moment where maybe you come to the ground or you see clearly or you have an idea. You realize, ooh, this is kind of fun. It's like a carnival ride. It's a little bit messed up, but you know what? Whatever, okay? Maybe. And then eventually you go, wait, I have the spirituality. I have this powerhouse within me. I can do anything. I can enjoy this. I can find the light in the shadow, whatever is working for you, because our transformations are different, right? Some of you were like, oh, this was kind of nice, and others of you were like, I barely made it out alive, right? So we want to open up a safe space for validity for all of those experiences. But now you're at the point where you said, well, now the tornado's in my hand. I can hold it. I can stop it if I'd like. I can observe it if I'd like. I can put it down elsewhere if I'd like. And now the tornado is like a child's toy to you. You're holding it in your hands. It's entertaining. It's fun. It's cute. It's swirly. Woohoo. And you also look around and there are a couple things that are different. You feel a bit different. This all happened so fast. It swept you off your feet, maybe pulled the rug out from underneath you, threw you for a loop. You don't know, just so many different things. And all of a sudden you find that solid ground. You're having fun with it and then you ground. And you find the magic again, that childlike wonder again. And then all of a sudden this abundance comes through and you step into your strength, into your power again, except this time it feels different. It looks different. You wear it different. You embody it differently. And what you achieve, first of all, is making it out the other side of this transformation. Let me just round of applause for group number 2 here, because I can just feel this chaotic energy that you are just doing an amazing job through. Okay, hats off to you, seriously. So, first thing you achieve, you make it out. Okay, good. It's a lot. Second thing you achieve, okay, I'm being shown specifically the travel definition of the 8 of Wands card here. Second thing you achieve, for some of you, this might be someone coming from a distance, maybe to see you, or you going to see someone, or getting a job elsewhere or abroad, or there's an energy like this of, in a way that's adjacent to or in connection with your physical goals. or maybe for some of you, your spiritual goals. Either you visit someone or someone visits you. But it's in a way that helps you reach these goals, in a way that's connected to these goals. Okay, so we have this as an achievement, something you're about to achieve. We have a little bit of this, let's say, remembrance of what you've just been through, the transformation, mentally. Kind of unit review, and you're going, oh shit, is there a test? Okay, no. You just have been through a lot. Okay, so it makes sense that there are energy remnants in your brain. Okay, makes sense. Give ourselves love and peace and grace through that. Okay. The next thing you achieve here is a little bit more fun, a little bit more lighthearted energy. Maybe we have some flirtationships going on. Claim it if you want it, don't if you don't. Maybe you are getting a little bit more creative again. You're starting to knit again. You're starting to paint again. You're starting to dance again, okay? But it's for you. It's not, you know what, I got it. I'm going to become the biggest painter of the world, and I'm going to make a mural that's the size of the Empire State Building. It's not that. It's, you know what? I think while I watch this movie, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to pull out my sketchbook, and it's just going to feel really nice for me. It's giving that. And it's an achievement. With that, we also have something kind of coming in that gives you something to hold, something that makes all of this transformation worth it, that you feel like is an achievement, but you also feel a little bit relieved. You feel like, well, better late than never. I'm so glad I can finally hold this in my hands. And it's something that allows you to feel like you can soften into the fun, into the magic, into the spirituality, into the beauty again. It's just something that takes you maybe out of survival mode in a particular area of life, or takes you out of worry or stress or overthinking in a particular area of life, and then helps you to kind of enjoy and have more fun. From here, whatever this is that you're holding in your hands, it expands tenfold. And it's able to put you, like, leverage you into a position that you knew logically and intuitively has been yours forever, but you also consistently knew that you were meant to continue to transform into the version of you that could, first of all, manifest this, second of all, hold this, third of all, maintain and sustain this, and fourth of all, expand it, fifth of all, make it something that is good for you and for others, and sixth of all, be, like, having fun and living life on the outside of this too. And this is the version of you that you've grown into. Some of you fighting tooth and nail, right? And so this is what you're about to achieve. And this message here lets you know that you're already in the paradigm of the next chapter, but you might still be dizzy from that space in between, because that in-between space might have been a big one. And so things are going to start grounding for you. If you notice yourself getting confused or stressed or chaotic, or even with the Seven of Swords here, not wanting to fully trust this message just because simply you've been through so much in this transformation, okay? Understand that that's valid, and also do your best to observe your mind, okay? Your mind is something that... Do your best to align with the truth that you control your mind does not control you, okay? And that is easier said than done, especially when it comes through something like this. I'm getting that this could have been a little bit of a shakeup for some of you even, like, dramatic, okay? So we don't want to minimize that at all whatsoever. But what we do want to know, what we want you to see, okay, we've got Erin coming through to kind of bless the reading, saying, hello, it's okay. She wants you to find your playful energy a bit. Wants you to have fun a little bit. Remember your reason why. And also, I'm getting, like, gas yourself up a little bit for all that you've become, all that you've been through, all that you've turned into, and also to look at yourself. I'm being shown, like, look at yourself in the mirror and be like, you know what? I am that. Because it's the truth. There's something here about dressing for the occasion. Dressing for the occasion for fun, but that's the same day that it happens. Okay, it's something like this that's occurring. It's very serendipitous. It's almost like intuitively you know it. You've been preparing for it for a long time, and you know this too, but the preparation process felt never ending. And as you, like, enter the eye of the storm, that's where there's peace, right? But then there's the question, how do I get on the outside? For you, you realize you were holding the storm. For you, you realize this was a creating of your own being, not from your own mind, not because you want to put yourself through crap, okay? From a spiritual perspective that is not meant to diminish your physical, emotional, or mental experience at all whatsoever, because we don't do that over here. But it is the, I wanted to achieve this no matter what it takes. Or I wanted to expand my consciousness regardless of how my ego feels about it. I want to share the spiritual truth, regardless of whether it aligns with whatever narrative makes my brain and my ego the happiest. I want to reach this goal, even if it means dissolving the life that I already know. It's something like this. But then when the things that need to get torn away, or when the things that fall away, or when the things that need to change, or when the universe puts you in what feels like a timeout, or when it throws you for a loop, all of these things, right? These experiences are valid. But there's this awareness and this empowerment that comes on the other side of it that you're about to step into right now. I keep being shown someone putting on like a blazer, being like, oh, it's nice to wear a suit today, right? And then you go out and that's the day that you run into somebody. But it's a little bit less of the serendipity. Like, don't put on your blazer so that you can go, because I told you that, and then go try to run into somebody. It's not that. It's like, I'm hearing the song Shower by Becky G. It's like the day that you are dancing in the mirror and singing in the shower on your own accord. That's the day that you fall in love with somebody who makes you dance in the mirror and sing in the shower, right? But it's like the feeling comes before the event. That doesn't happen all of the time, but you're picking up on it now. You're picking up on it now, and you kind of were feeling the disparaging energy. You're kind of feeling the, oh my gosh, this isn't working energy. You were kind of feeling that I feel like things are going to get real stressful energy. You were kind of feeling that I feel like things are going to get worse before they get better. I don't know if that's true. I'm hearing Plastic Flowers by the Front Bottoms. And now you're in this energy of, I feel like empowered right now. I feel like abundant and like empowered and like spiritual and blessed and like thriving right now. Also, some things are different and I can't quite put my finger on it. They're very noticeable, but they're also very subtle. And group 2, that's how you know it's time. So we went over something you're about to achieve. We also went over a lot of the context that Spirit wanted you to know here. The universe wanted you to know here about this. Okay. This is empowerment, but it's all of your own. It's of your own doing and your own allowance. Okay. This is a result of your hard work internally as well as externally. And you know how much you've been transforming. You know how much work you've been putting in. And doing the work isn't always rolling up your sleeves and making something. It's not always rolling up your sleeves and clocking into your 9 to 5. When you manifest something, when you transform something, even when you paint something, it's so easy to look at the paint and the brush and the hand and the person and the canvas, right? But there's the entire life story, and there's the imagination, and there's the creativity, and there's the vision, and there are the decisions, and there's the messing up, and there's the second guessing yourself, and then there's the pride that you have in yourself, and then there's the beauty, and there's the sadness, there's the emotion that's behind it. That is the part that makes the art. So much more than the hand, so much more than the paint. And of course it takes skill, right? Of course it takes refinement of your craft. But what we're looking at here is a transformation of your internal state that has yielded a transformation of your external state. And I'm also getting that this is starting now in the present moment. The past and the future are woven into the present. You know this, but also, that's also how you know that this reading is for you. It's also how you know that big things are coming for you as a result of your own doing. And you also know exactly how much you've been doing, how much you've been growing, how much you've been working. And it might not all be with a paintbrush. A lot of it is internally, and you know that too. And that doesn't mean, and that's not for lack of trying either. It's not for lack of painting. It's not for lack of refinement. It's not for lack of skill. It's not for lack of lessons. Okay. Group 2, something you're about to achieve is you're finally going to get yours. It's going to happen quickly. You're going to feel it first. And it's going to propel you into your power. But it's a power that has been there all along. You just kind of feel like the dust has settled now. And you've been renewed. I'm here and we're so back, baby. Okay? So group number 2, this is something you're about to achieve. Of course, this was a general reading, so if you want personals with me, I have them discounted during the holiday season. So I've got a sale for Black Friday, one for Christmas, one for New Year's. So if you would like You can join me there on my spiritual shop on Etsy at Spiritualistik. If you'd like to meditate with me, it's the first link in the description box below. I've got a whole spiritual shop on Etsy, like I said, so you can check out tarot and oracle decks, books, journals, crystals, candles, spiritual stuff, right? Meditation cushions. Those are all in my store. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. Drop a comment, put a little rainbow and a heart emoji if this was your reading. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It helps me to continue making the content, which I love to do. Follow me on TikTok and on Instagram if you feel so inclined. If you'd like more content from me, I post on Patreon and on my Inner Circle channel here on my YouTube members quite frequently, so you can find that too. I've got a little book club going on, so if you want to join that, you can find that on Patreon as well. I love you and I'm grateful for you. Have an amazing day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm, and I'll see you next time. Namaste. Hi there, Group 3. Namaste and welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at something you're about to achieve, and I'm getting, well, you selected the third group with the silence card. I'm getting you're about to catch a break, actually. I'm hearing the song Easy Silence by the Chicks, formerly Dixie Chicks, about basically like a safe space being held for you, but it's not the kind where you maybe are sitting down in therapy or at a retreat or something like this and you're like doing the excavation work. You know, when you think safe space, you think, okay, so now let's do the work. Like, let's hold this. It's something heavy. Let's let it out. Let's heal, right? It's not that vibe. This is like a deep breath. It's like an exhale. It's silence. I'm being shown like a parent who has like beautiful, wonderful, amazing kids, nonetheless screaming, running around all the time. You're chasing them around, cleaning up after them, right? What a beautiful blessing. But that silence, that's creme de la creme right there. It's giving something like this. It's silence. It's peace. It's inaction, but in a good way. It's rest. It's like the sweet siren song of just being in the present moment. Just, this can be bliss. I'm getting like bliss, perhaps nirvana, samadhi, and it doesn't need to be a spiritual achievement, which is interesting because this is something you're about to achieve. And it might also be something like letting go of goal-oriented thinking or goal-based action. This is like what you're about to achieve, and it might be a big deal for you and totally normal for other people, but what you're about to achieve, it might just be a good nap. It might be something like you saying, you know what, I am going to retire early because I can afford to, and I really deserve to catch a break. This might be something you're about to achieve. It can be that you're closing out cycles. We talked about doing that deep excavation work, right? Having a safe space. We're going to get into the tarot and get more tangible answers for you here. But say that you've been around so many just tornado people, so much like chaos and drama and like craziness, right? The lessons might be your karma, maybe their lessons for you, your lessons for them, vice versa, right? It can be a difficulty you're working through, a struggle you're working through, maybe like any area of life here. We've got 3 and 6, which looks at the past and the present moment. It's alchemy, okay? But it's something like breaking a pattern. It's something like releasing something. It's something like this, something you're about to achieve. It's the it's like the void, but in a delicious way. It's lack, but not in a way that means you don't have abundance. It's lack in a way of like getting your first apartment on your own and kind of getting into the swing of it. So now you're not stressed about maybe doing all the chores or keeping your place together or decorating it. Like all the stuff has been done. Like after you maybe renovate your house and it's beautiful and you can just live in it now, and you take that breath and you're like, oh, this is done. It's that. It's completion. This achievement, it's completion. And it's coming through as silence. It's giving peace and quiet, maybe in the mind, in the heart, in the soul, in life. I know some of us have really difficult astrological placements. Some of us have really heavy Saturn placements going on there. I see you if that's you. Some of you might have just come out of a Saturn return. That'll throw you for a loop, right? There's just this energy of getting to sit, have a safe space, to be. It's like when you finally get everything done on your never-ending to-do list, and you're past the point where it feels weird. You're at that point where you breathe and it's just delicious. Which is, again, for some of you, this achievement, it's not going to be only this, but it might include getting to take a nap. Just staying home on a Saturday. Having some peace and quiet in your mind. Having everything knocked off your to-do list, at least for right now. Having dealt with a difficult karmic cycle you've been dealing with for years or lifetimes, or just finally putting a close to that relationship and you've already gone through the whiplash from it, right? Because that can take a long time too. It's that silence where you kind of feel yourself starting to dance again, starting to feel yourself kind of re-blossom again, come to life again, feeling like yourself again, but not the old version of you. This new one that's blossoming from it, this version of you that's released your inhibitions. Feel the rain on your skin, no one else can feel it for you. I'm sorry, I had to. But it's this really sweet, beautiful feeling. Again, that song Easy Silence by the Chicks I'm hearing. Now it's interesting because this speaks about the magic that is in, well, some of you will hear often in the spiritual community the phrase falling back and receiving. Letting go to hold, right? The silence, almost, it's the flexibility that is immobility. I know it sounds like a conundrum, or it sounds paradoxical, because in a bit it is. It's in the silence that you can listen, that you can hear yourself. Maybe you get all of the to-do list done, right? Your kids are at the grandparents' house. You finish writing that book, you publish it, you exit that toxic relationship, you finally take a gosh darn nap, you got a full belly, you're curled up on the couch in a blanket, feeling just, delicious, quiet, right? And in those moments you breathe. And it's, I kind of want to move to Norway. Or, it's that, listening, or, I do deserve love. It's that. It's just beauty. Beautiful. It's like if you ever, you leave your house and you come back inside and you're like, oh, it kind of smells good in here. But it's only when you leave and come back that you feel it. There's something like this. It's beautiful. It's silence. It's really closing something out that you have been working through for a very long time. That little itty bitty bit of light that you've been holding on to, that's really not so small at the end of the day at all. That it's that lighthouse that you are, that you've hung on to, walking through the shadows, walking through the chaos, walking through the shadow work, the dark nights of the soul, the good days, the bad, the healthy relationships, the toxic relationships, the loudness, the chaos, the silence, but the kind that haunts you. This is the peaceful kind. So what an achievement we have here. I'm getting here that this poses the question of what it is that you become when you stop searching and you let yourself find yourself. That's what it says here in this book. So let's get into the tarot. Beautiful energy, by the way. Congratulations already, group 3. So, angel spirits, guides, and ancestors of group number 3. Tell us what they're about to achieve here. I'm hearing the past is the past. I'm also hearing the present is a gift. That's why they call it the present. Right. Cute energy here, but it's giving peace. Okay. I'm kind of receiving some context here. When it comes to what you're about to achieve, it kind of feels like, completion. You have beautified yourself in your life. You've gone through a glow up. You have learned that you are worthy of receiving. You've learned how to receive. You've learned how to feel comfortable with that. And now you've made choices or are making choices that are in alignment with that. That are different than the choices you used to make in the past. Because there's this energy of self-reliance that's coming through. But also of that softening to be able to give once more. It's like giving that when you're at peace. And so maybe that stress, that worry that you've been holding in your liver or in your spleen, then it relaxes, it releases. And then you feel like you can open your heart. And there's so much more to give. When you're exhausted and you just take a nap, right? When you have to take a sick day off of work just so that you can catch up on your sleep. This is kind of something that's closing out now. And it's not to say you're not going to go through other chapters, other cycles, other periods of time that require a little extra effort on your end. But it is saying that what you're achieving here is the choice to continue to move forward with growth that is not required of you. If you look at this in a karmic standpoint, utilize this as an example. Doesn't need to be the case, because we're not going to force that belief onto anybody, because for some it can be healing and cathartic, and others it can be quite the opposite. But say that you have lessons that you need to learn here, hypothetically, okay? If you are going through all of those, there's a point where you ace the test, right? You graduate. You don't need to keep learning and growing and evolving. But here we have you graduating like top of your class. We have you being happy, healthy, wealthy, and at peace. You achieve all of your goals. You succeed at all the things that your soul intended to while you're here. You have the sense of completion. And the achievement here actually is making the choice to continue to move forward, making the choice, for some of you, this achievement, for a few of you, okay? If this seems like an achievement, if it's something that feels like it resonates with you, take it, okay? And if not, that's okay too. For some of you, this is an achievement that has to do with finally conceiving. Okay. We have the, this energetic allowance that's here. Think of allowance like currency. Now you're not, you receive an energetic allowance almost that allows you to take bits and pieces of it and invest in new things because you're decompressed, because you're not under the illusion or perhaps the karma or perhaps the system or perhaps the requirement to do so much just to survive or to prove you're worthy of whatever, or to earn your love, or any of these things, these toxic cycles. What we have here is this peace, a moment of rest, this completion, and also this acknowledgement that you have grown and evolved, you've beautified, and that when you look at the past, you kind of have this vibe of, you know what, yeah, I did that. And part of that acknowledgement and recognition is this achievement. And a part of it is the decision to say, I create my own path, and I'm going to step down at following my heart. I'm going to take some of this beautiful, wonderful energy of me, and instead of maybe shutting down and never loving again, or instead of saying, you know what, it's never going to happen for me, or instead of saying, you know what, I've learned all of my lessons, I'm done learning, I'm good, thank you. You say, you know what, I'll open my heart one more time. You know what, I will try again, or I will start something new, or I will invest in myself. And for some of you, I will give my inner child that love that it wanted, that maybe I feel a little too adult for now. It's giving this vibe of you finish renovating your house, and now you work for many, many years, right? You maybe save up money, you have investments, you buy a house. Finally, that takes years. Once you buy your house, you renovate it, that takes maybe years too. It's at a place where everything is done. It's perfect, it's furnished, it's clean, everything's working, there's nothing to do but enjoy your home. And so now you have this moment of decompression, which is an achievement in and of itself, especially for you, it's completion. And we're not going to overlook this achievement here. And that's not all either. Because here we have this beautification that applies to you, your inner and outer worlds, your physical beauty, your heart space, everything here. And then we have the choice to say, you know, I've always kind of wanted to always wanted to have a couple peonies in front of my house. Some people say peony, some people say peony. Or it's giving, you know what? I'm gonna go cut some of those roses and I'm gonna put them in a little flower vase and keep them in my kitchen because that would be so sweet and it would smell good and it would make me smile. And that's an achievement too. It's the choice to say, you know what, maybe I was in a messy divorce a really long time ago and maybe I haven't been dating and maybe I'm absolutely sick of it, but you know what, now I'm at this place where I feel good and I feel healed and I feel complete and I can rest. I'm self-reliant. I'm maybe ready to open up my heart again, see where it goes. It's something here that represents, I'm being shown a rose blooming. I'm also being shown the Petit Prince, like the little prince here. It's like that special rose. Except it's something that's special to you. Something that is special and sacred to you. Although it might be something normal to everyday people, like taking a nap. Like having a rose garden. Like getting flowers for yourself. Like going out on a date. But in here, it's an achievement because it's something that for you, it's very special. And it comes from the silence of when you stop seeking, this is when you find. And I know if we look at this in certain contexts like manifestation or even romance, it's often, when you don't want it anymore, it arrives. Or when you're not seeking, it shows up, right? It's not giving as much of that cliche energy, but it is giving this, it's almost like the universe has been trying to give you this message for years or lifetimes from several different sources, almost as though it was just specifically for you. You have this beautiful and I'm getting intimate connection with the universe, with the divine. And this is why this message finds you today, because it's not something that is easily achievable. It is something we're stepping out of it. Just the cold hard facts are that it can be easy to keep your wall up after this, right? You finally finished the renovation in your home, so there might be a little part of you that's like, finally. Now I'm going to lock the doors, I'm going to lock the window, I'm not ever leaving my house again. Not after all that work, right? I'm finally at home, I'm finally at peace, right? Say that you get out of some unhealthy relationships or out of some friend group drama or things like this, and then you're by yourself and you realize, I can breathe, I'm safe. Maybe you do the healing work, you do the shadow work. The whiplash part is gone, but you're by yourself. And it's not like you're by yourself as a coping mechanism. Now it's just, beautiful, wonderful silence. I like it here. Maybe I'll go try and make some more friends. It would be so easy to say, you know what? I learned my lesson. We're good here. All done, right? So it's something that's personal and special for you that is the next achievement. And we also have here with the Wheel of Fortune and the sun. I'm literally hearing, the sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. We also have 9, 10, and 19. So we have, 1, 10, 10, 1, 10. So this is binary code. So for some of you that can be significant. But we also, with the ace too, we have 1, 9, 1, 1, 9. So there we go. That could be a date. For some of you, I'm getting like a grandparent's birthday, or take it if it resonates. I guess it's not binary because it's not zeros and ones, but it's 1, 9. 1, 9, 1, 1, 9. So this next achievement of yours with the Judgment, it's kind of really feeling like, lessons have been learned, actions have been made, truces have been made, peace has been found, silence has been cultivated, enlightenment has been cultivated, and then we kind of have this reinvigoration of this energy, like at the end of the day, like the resolution is met, and this is the first achievement. After the resolution is met, something starts to re-energize. You realize you can have your, what's that one movie where the guy's dancing around and like his shirt, Risky Business or something? I don't know, I haven't seen that movie, but you realize, wait, I have this house all by myself. I can dance around in my underwear singing Sabrina Carpenter, let's effing go, right? And that's the next achievement too. And it's not about, it's your vibe. When you stop seeking, you find yourself and you realize, you know what, I kind of really do like dancing around. Maybe I'll take a dance class. Haven't done that since I was like 8. Oh. Maybe that could be a new chapter for me. And this is where the wheel starts to spin again. This is when that light comes out tomorrow. Notice how we start with this like gloomy card where she's just exhausted, but it's like, she put up a good fight, she won, and it's not about the guardedness, it's just, oh, that was a lot. I'm so glad that I am out of that, the completion. The relief that comes with the completion, but the truth as well that it's, maybe with your best interest at heart, but valid to be a bit maybe guarded or apprehensive moving forward. The choice to still move forward and things start kind of working out in your favor, so you get a little bit of that external validation going, hey, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You get a little bit of that external validation, a little bit of that internal validation. You move forward, you try, it's special to you. And then you find that things kind of work out almost a little too well for you. It's like things go from rainy days to sunny days. It's like if you move from somewhere where it's rainy 90% of the year and you move somewhere that's sunny, perfect weather 90% of the year. Now, you could say that it's imbalanced when you're only in the rain all of the time. But you find that it is balanced when you move somewhere that's sunny all the time. You go, oh, okay, so I spent half my life in the rain and half my life in the sun. And it might not have gone winter, spring, summer, fall, but in a weird way, it did. I just had all the winters at once. Then I had all the falls at once. But now I have all the summer at once, and that happens to be my favorite season. It's a little bit like this. I'm getting a message for you from your higher self, and it's like the universe knows you haven't had it easy. The universe knows it would be way too easy for you to put your guard up, but that's not your style, that's not who you are, that's not what you want. A little bit of peace and quiet never hurt anybody, except for when it does, and it feels as though that peace and quiet is something that you only get when you don't need it, and something that you never get when you do. Now, it's something that you've learned is self-cultivated, but at the same time, that doesn't stop or prevent external factors. You cannot control when it rains. You can tell yourself otherwise, and you can grow spiritually otherwise, but that is besides the point. The point here is that you do your best. You move through love. You keep moving on, and at the end of the day, you get what's coming for you. And that is not something that should scare you at all whatsoever, because you know exactly the kind of person that you've been every single moment of your life. You reap what you sow. And you can count on that. And that will be one of the greatest achievements of your entire life. So congratulations and thank you. Group number 3, that is something you're about to achieve. I hope this helps shed love, light, and clarity for you. If you'd like a personal, I have them discounted for Black Friday, again for Christmas, and again for New Year's. It's the holiday season, so I do my best to give back. If you'd like to meditate with me, it's the first link in the description box below. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It would mean the world to me, seriously. Put the little maybe high five, maybe prayer hands emoji in the comments if this was your group. And drop a like as well. It also helps boost this in the algorithm. You can follow me on TikTok or Instagram. I post on my YouTube membership channel and on Patreon. I've got a little book club going on over there too if you're interested. And besides all of that, I love you and I'm just grateful that you're here. So I hope you have an amazing day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. And I'll see you next time. Namaste.